All right, let's get into it. We're going to talk about the incredible progress, but also some of the hidden dangers in our global shift to clean energy. It's a story of record-breaking growth, yeah, but also some new, really complex challenges that are putting the whole thing to the test.
So, first up, the headline number. In 2024, the world added a jaw-dropping 740 gigawatts of new renewable energy. And to be clear, that's not just a little bit more than last year, it is the single biggest jump we have ever seen.
So what does 740 gigawatts actually mean? Well, think of it this way. It's enough brand new, clean electricity to power more than 200 million homes for an entire year. It's a truly unprecedented boom, and it shows you just how much momentum is behind this green transition. Okay, let's take a closer look at this explosion in growth. It's really being driven by one star player, one particular technology, and it's painting a very, very optimistic picture for our energy future. And the story of this boom is, frankly, the story of solar. Solar photovoltaics made up a massive 81% of all new renewable projects last year. It is the undisputed champion here. In fact, it's the only technology that's actually on track to hit that global goal of tripling renewable capacity by 2030. But, and this is a big but, here's where the story starts to get a little more complicated. Because underneath this shiny surface of record growth, some really serious cracks are starting to show up in the very foundations of this transition. And this quote from Raina Adib at Ren21, it really nails it. We're adding all this new equipment way faster than we're upgrading the system that has to support it all. And that gap, it's creating three huge problems. Okay, problem number one, a geopolitical trap. I mean, just look at Europe. Its amazing green ambitions have made it almost completely dependent on Chinese manufacturing. Get this, 100% of its solar cells, 99% of its wind turbine magnets, 100% of its battery materials. Almost all of it is imported, mostly from China, where turbines can be up to 50% cheaper. So what's the fallout from all of this dependency? Well, it's sparking a whole new kind of trade war. The number of trade restrictions on green tech has just exploded, from only 9 back in 2015 to more than 200 today. That creates uncertainty all over the world, it drives up costs, and it delays projects we desperately need. Problem number two is a big technical one. See, our old power grids rely on something called inertia. Basically, the heavy spinning turbines in traditional power plants act like a giant shock absorber, keeping the whole system stable. But as we add more solar and wind, which don't have that physical spinning mass, our grids become, well, brittle. They get much more vulnerable to blackouts. And that leads us to a third massive headache in this transition, one we're really just now starting to deal with. What on earth do we do with all this green technology when it gets old? Just think about this. By 2025, Europe is going to be dealing with up to 15,000 tons of old wind turbine blade waste every single year. These things were built to last, to withstand anything, which ironically makes them incredibly hard to break down and recycle. Right now, we have three main options, and frankly, none of them are perfect. We can try to reuse them as, benches or playgrounds. We can grind them up and burn them for energy, or we can shred them and use them as filler material. But let's be honest, none of these are real circular recycling solutions. But okay, it's not all doom and gloom. People are racing to fix these problems. Across industries, science, and AI, innovators are stepping up. The challenge is huge, no doubt, but so is the ingenuity being thrown at it. So to tackle that waste problem, you've got these two really cool projects. First is the Zebra project. They're developing blades with a special resin that can basically be dissolved and then reused. And then you have the C-Tech project, which is led by the turbine giant Vestas. They're working on a way to chemically break apart existing blades to recover all the valuable materials inside. I remember that fragile power grid problem we talked about? Well, for that, researchers are turning to artificial intelligence. They've built an AI controller that literally watches the grid, learns its unique weaknesses, and can step in automatically to stop a blackout before it even starts. And you can really see the difference it makes right here. In tests using a model of the UK's national grid, this AI cut those dangerous frequency swings by an average of 53%. It's like a digital shock absorber for the entire grid. It's brilliant. But here's the part that's truly incredible. Its efficiency. The AI does this not by trying to control everything at once, but by making tiny, super precise adjustments on just a handful of the most important power lines. And because it's so targeted, it could slash the cost of implementing this by more than 95%. giving us a real, affordable path to a smart, self-healing power grid. So after all that, what does this mean for the future? It feels like we're at a really critical moment, right? A real tipping point in this massive global energy overhaul. Here's the bottom line. We are proving, without a shadow of a doubt, that we have the creativity and the brainpower to solve the really tough technical problems of renewable energy, from waste to grid stability. The technology itself is no longer the main obstacle.
And that leaves us with the final and maybe the most important question of all. The tech to power our future is here. But are our global systems ready for it? Can we get past the trade wars, the short-term thinking, and the lack of coordination to build the resilient, truly global system that this new era of energy absolutely demands?